All right, let's dive into one of the most fascinating areas of science right now, the incredible connection between your gut and your brain. We're going to explore how this so-called second brain in your digestive system might just be shaping everything from your mood to how well you sleep at night. For so long, we've kind of treated the mind like it's this separate thing, disconnected from the rest of the body. But I want you to think about this for a second. What if the real key to a healthier mind, and maybe even a great night's sleep, doesn't start in your head at all, but deep down in your gut? To really get a grip on this powerful connection, we first need to take a trip inside, to a bustling, hidden world that's alive and thriving right inside of you. We're talking about your gut microbiota. Now, this isn't just a couple of germs hanging out. This is a massive ecosystem, literally trillions of microorganisms. You can think of it like a giant, sprawling city inside you that never sleeps. And its job goes way beyond just digesting food. It's absolutely critical for your immune system, your body's balance, and, as we're now finding out, the health of your brain. So, how does this inner metropolis actually talk to your brain? Well, it uses something called the microbiota gut-brain axis. The best way to picture it is as a constant two-way biochemical hotline. Messages are flying back and forth all the time. So what happens in your gut definitely doesn't stay in your gut. It sends signals straight up to your brain that can influence how you feel, what you think, pretty much everything. Okay, so if this connection is really that powerful, could we actually leverage it? Could we use it to treat one of the toughest mental health conditions out there? Let's take a look at the evidence when it comes to depression. And let me tell you, the need for new ideas here is urgent. The World Health Organization estimates that over 280 million people around the world are dealing with depression. For a lot of them, the treatments we have now just aren't enough, which is exactly why scientists are so eager to find new answers. And that brings us to something called fecal microbiota transplantation, or FMT. Now, I know what that sounds like, but stick with me. This is a very carefully controlled medical procedure. The whole idea is super simple, really. It's about resetting an unhealthy gut by introducing a healthy one. It's kind of like rebooting a computer, but for your inner metropolis. And the results? Well, a major meta-analysis just came out, and honestly, they're pretty jaw-dropping. They pulled the data from 12 top-tier studies with almost 700 people, and the finding was crystal clear. FMTs significantly reduced symptoms of depression. That number at the bottom, an SMD of negative 1.21, that just means the effect was really, really strong. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is a seriously powerful effect. But it gets even more interesting. The research showed that how the new microbes are delivered really matters. Oral capsules worked, for sure, but delivering them directly into the gut through something like an enema or endoscopy was even more effective. It seems like giving those new microbes a direct path to their new home gives them the best possible chance to set up shop and start working their magic. So, the big question is, how long does this amazing benefit last? Well, the analysis shows the effects are powerful, but they might not be permanent. You see significant improvement within the very first month. The sweet spot seems to be between 2 and 5 months. That's when the effect is strongest. But after about 6 months, those benefits start to fade. So that tells us the next big challenge for researchers is figuring out how to make these positive changes stick around for the long haul. Okay, but the gut-brain axis isn't just about our mood. Nope. Its influence reaches into another huge part of our health, sleep. And you guessed it, just like with mood, this is a two-way street. And this is where things can get caught in a really nasty, vicious cycle. A bad night's sleep can directly harm your gut. It can kill off good bacteria and even spark inflammation. And on the flip side, an unhealthy gut can wreck your sleep because it stops making the very chemicals your brain needs to rest properly. Instead, it starts sending out these inflammatory signals that basically keep you on high alert. And hey, this isn't just a cool theory. A recent major scientific review laid it out perfectly. They said that poor sleep messes with the gut, and you guessed it, people with sleep disorders almost always have a messed up gut. Each one is directly feeding the other. So, we've seen the what, that the gut messes with our mood and our sleep. But what about the how? How on earth is this inner city of microbes actually sending messages all the way up to the brain? It all comes down to a pretty slick 3-step process. First, your gut bacteria act like tiny chemical factories. They take stuff your body can't break down, like fiber, and turn it into all these crucial molecules. Step 2, they send those molecules out. They can either travel through your bloodstream or, and this is amazing, they can directly ping the vagus nerve, which is like a giant data cable running straight from your gut to your brain. And finally, step 3, those signals arrive at the brain and get to work. dialing inflammation up or down, tweaking your mood, and helping to manage your sleep cycles. And some of these molecular messengers are real superstars. Get this, over 90%, 90, of your body's serotonin, the famous feel-good chemical, is made in your gut. Not your brain, your gut. Then you have things like short-chain fatty acids, which are amazing at fighting inflammation. Some gut bacteria even produce GABA, which is a chemical that literally helps calm your brain down. But if your gut is out of whack, it can send out the bad guys, inflammatory signals that disrupt both your mood and your sleep. So, with all of this mind-blowing research, where is this all heading? Well, it feels like we're standing on the edge of a brand new frontier in medicine. The future isn't just about big interventions like FMT, it's about getting really precise. We're looking at specific probiotics to add good bacteria back in, and prebiotics, which is basically just food, like fiber, to help the good guys you already have grow stronger. We might even just use postbiotics, the helpful chemicals themselves. But the ultimate goal, the holy grail, is personalized medicine, being able to analyze your unique gut and create a plan that's tailored specifically for you. So, if there's one thing you walk away with today, let it be this. Taking care of your gut is about so much more than just digestion. It's one of the most fundamental things you can do for your mental and emotional well-being. Nurturing that inner ecosystem is absolutely key. And that leaves us with one last really fascinating question. We are just scratching the surface of this complex world inside of us. As we keep mapping it, as we learn its language, what other secrets about our health, our behavior, and maybe even who we are we about to unlock?